Hello everyone, it's Yuki here and welcome back to another episode from the Eternals SMP. As you've seen here, I've been pretty busy in between episodes and I managed to kind of finish this collection system over here. If you guys want to watch what I've been doing and how I actually built the collection system and all that, you can have a look over on my channel. There should be a VOD of the live stream when I actually build this. And then after that live stream, I actually kind of made this whole area over here. So there's still a hole here. I didn't actually do a proper entrance down below. So as you can see, there's 2 stacks, almost 3 stacks of gunpowder. So that's actually pretty decent while I was building this. And then I kind of made this to kind of merge into the next idea that I have for this project. So as you can see, this kind of looks destroyed over here and it kind of looks ruined and all that. So I added a bit of stone. So this goes all the way down below through this cave. This kind of looks like it's been, blown up. I added a bit of deep slate over here, a bit of tuff just to kind of have a bit more contrast. And if you guys didn't guess yet, what I'm actually going to be building here is going to be some drones. So the idea is going to be that both that farm up there, the iron farm, and the creeper farm above me are going to be 2 drones that are basically the drones that started to destroy the city, or rather the drones that are still remaining from destroying the city. So this is kind of still bombing. So the creepers and the iron golems are going to be the bombs that are basically dropping down into this area. And the idea is that since I'm going to be building more iron farms into the jungle, I'm going to be making the same kind of thing. So I'm going to try to design some kind of different drone designs. I don't think there's too many designs out there and I want to keep it rather simple and small. I don't want to overcrowd the whole sky. But basically this is what it kind of looks like. So I'm going to have to do something similar to this over here where this iron farm is. So obviously I have a bit more to play with over here because I can drop this as much as I need to. This over here, I actually had a bit of a, space constraint because I need to have 1 block and that's it over here. So the minecart down below can still pick up the items that are over here. But for the iron golems, I don't necessarily need that. I can drop this as low as I can. All I need is, a 2 tall hole over here, or actually 3 tall hole over here. And I can go as low as I want with this, right? So this can be the center basically of the whole explosion, which kind of makes sense because the center of it should be lower than everything else. And then all this area can be pretty much the height that's currently at. So I'm just going to dig a hole over here and it's going to look much better than it currently is. So obviously I think I'm going to have to stop the golems for the time being. I think I'm actually overflowing with iron over here. Yeah, this has been producing. I have a good few iron blocks over here. And I'll probably have to design an iron shop soon enough so we can actually make some diamonds, some money out of it. And yeah, I hope you guys actually enjoyed this idea. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and let me know if you have any other suggestions around here. So, whoops, I fell into the hole. No, let's get out. Let's get out. I'm really bad doing this third-person camera thing, but I'm getting a bit better at it. So yeah, this is, like I said, basically the idea. It's gonna be drones around the city that are kind of bombing the city over the edges over here. And then the more we go into the season, I'm gonna add a few different things. The drones are gonna disappear. So I hope you guys are gonna stick around and see exactly what I have planned, because I do have a lot of ideas that I want to make in the city. I know it's a bit slow progress, but I'd rather have slower progress, keep you guys informed with what's happening rather than just progress to the whole thing, be too fast, and then not enjoying the whole process like I should be. So yeah, the next step in this episode will be to gather some materials and actually start designing these drones and see what else I can come up with. I'm probably going to be looking over some designs over on like Pinterest and Instagram and whatever other social media platforms I can find. If I'm going to get a design over here, I'll let you guys know where I got the design from in case you guys are interested. So yeah, let's go back to some resource gathering off camera, wink wink, and then I'm gonna be right back and start building these drones. And one live stream later, I got that kind of design. I got a chest over here with all the materials. I don't have any footage because, like I said, I did this on a live stream, so if you guys want to see what exactly happened, how I got the resources, how I built, what I had so far out of the drone, you can go ahead and check the live stream. It's probably still on my channel, like all the live streamers gonna be from now on. So yeah, let's continue building this, and I'm gonna, give you a brief explanation of what I've been doing on the live stream, how I designed this, what I'm gonna be building out of it, and try to actually finish this build for once. So I basically built these cages for where the rotors are gonna be going. I guess it's a rotor if it's gonna be like a drone. I kind of want this to be a drone slash hovercraft kind of type. So this is gonna be like the shell of where the rotor is gonna be, and then inside of here I'm gonna have the rotor itself. I built another one over here. I'm gonna build one more here, one more here. And then I added this edge over here just to seem like, the drone is actually held in place by the whole thing. And I'm probably going to do the exact same thing underneath the drone. So I think you're gonna be seeing the end result to understand exactly what I mean by that, if it doesn't make sense yet. All 4 rotors are now in place. Well, not rotors, but the casing of the rotors. And it's actually starting to look really good. I'm trying to kind of imagine it that it goes on a diagonal like that and not, face it that way because it looks kind of weird. So, drones have the, kind of wings or rotors on to the like sides like that. So this is gonna be going that way or that way, depending on how you look at it. So now it's time to actually grab some of this jungle wood and some of the spruce wood, grab this crafting table, wait for the night to go away, and then we're going to be building the rotors inside of all of these. All right, so the way the rotors are going to be working is going to be trapdoors over here, spruce trapdoors to be exact. So we're going to have 4 trapdoors like that. I'm going to need a slab over here, which I won't be able to place, I believe. Here we go, with a bit of jumping. Managed to put that down. And then from over here, I'm gonna have this, gonna have that, and then going to have this. So this is the one of the rotors. So I know this is kind of stuck in here, but try to imagine that, this is going to be like a circle. So these are going to be spinning inside, or maybe I will remove this one over here. I don't know yet. We will see. I'll see how it looks best. And then over on this other side, we are going to have something like this. So this is gonna be the other rotor. So there's gonna be 2 of them spinning at the same time pretty much, if you can imagine. And then after getting a bit of feedback from some of the other Eternals as well, I decided to go with both trapdoors because these jungle ones actually have the holes in the middle. And when you look at them from down below, they kind of look like they're spinning in a way, right? So if I jump down here now and I try to have a look from, let's say, these trees over here, see, if you look at it from down below, you can see that this is kind of spinning on that one. You can kind of tell. And I do believe that I should probably remove that one over there to make it a bit more realistic, because it looks like that's actually stuck in there right now, which is not really the effect that I'm trying to achieve. And then to finish it off over here, I added the fence. Is that a fence? It's not a fence, that's a wall. I added the wall on top of it. And then I added the hopper down below. I don't think you can see it, so let's go maybe into camera mode. So I added the hopper down below. So if you look from over here, it kind of looks like those pointy things that you can see on top and below the rotors, right? That basically holds the whole thing into place. And I feel like we have a pretty decent looking drone. So let's hop on, build all the other fours, and then have a look on it from down below and see how exactly does it look like. I made a bit of a mess here because I added the water so I can actually place those hoppers there. There was no other way to actually do it. And the whole thing is complete, and I really like how it looks like. I do have to finish up this layer over here, so I'm gonna have to pillar down again with some water, place a platform for myself, and then place this outer layer, destroy those outer edges, and add the stairs and the slabs to pretty much match the top of that. And also to give you like an idea of how it looks like on the map, it looks kind of something like this. So it kind of matches the vision that I had. And the next step is going to be to, like I said, to put that thing around. Probably going to transform this one as well. I would like to have this done in this episode as well. And then potentially dig the hole over here so we can see the bombs dropping, and a perfect 10. The bombs dropping down below and exploding this whole area. And I'm probably gonna do, once we have this area not being temporary anymore and it's gonna be something permanent, I'm probably gonna put a crafter here that it's gonna craft all the iron into iron blocks, so we don't have to keep going over here and keep crafting everything manually. So to match the whole aesthetic from the top, I think I'm actually going to be doing over on this edge. I think I'm going to break both of these and I'm going to fill it up like that. And then over here, I'm going to have the stairs going this way. So obviously I'm going to have to probably break this. And then I'm going to have to put the layer underneath it. But I feel like it's gonna look really well after I do this whole thing. So I'm kind of pillaring here with some grass because I don't really have any scaffolding, unfortunately. I would use some because it would be easier to break at the end. But grass kind of works. It's fairly easy to break with a shovel, so I'm not too concerned about that one. Yeah, let me replicate this and I'll bring you guys back. I know there's a lot of, oh, let me show you this and I'll bring you guys back and let me do this. But I don't know if you guys would want to necessarily see this whole repeating process being done all over again. So in case you do, please let me know and I'll try to include that later in further videos. But for the moment, I feel like it's better to just do it this way for some reason, because I feel like it would get boring just having the same thing repeated to you all over again. And now to repeat pretty much the same process as down below, I'm going to be taking this over here. I'm going to have to actually put 2 blocks because there's spawning blocks inside of this, right? So if you have a look over here, this one, it's actually a spawning block. So I can't do it as I did it upstairs with slabs. And I'm going to have to replace this with a full block pretty much. So it's gonna be 2 slabs because I have no blocks right now, but it's only every other block that I need to replace, just so that white doesn't just show through the dark of the deep slate. And once I finish this, I'm gonna add the outer layer basically, which is going to be pretty much on this line over here. And that should kind of give it the idea of the whole drone being supported by these. So the drone is actually inside, like the whole casing and the farm that's contained is made out of the bone blocks. And then this whole outside is basically contained by this deep slate that kind of looks like it's holding it all into place, right? So over here you can see pretty much straight away that it looks much better. And then once I look down below, this one actually looks a bit not so good because it's like so much white and all that. So once I add those 2 lines of deep slate over on that border, I would say that that should be a build complete. This took a while, but definitely I'm really happy with the end result now. And I'm really happy now that I removed those end pieces over there. I think it looks much better seeing actually that thing, so it gives the feel that that actually can spin now. And then with the holes in that, it kind of looks like the ones on the top, they are spinning already. And I feel like adding this cage all around it really adds to the part that I wanted to actually achieve. So if I go over here, I really like kind of all the angles. So for example, if we just go into camera mode over here, it's really coming together like that. So I feel like the whole thing being encased into the deep slate adds so much to it. And then over here we have our snowman pilot. I hope the light levels are not messed up because I did that. Yes, they're still fine. And then kind of considering to maybe add something on the top, because right now this torch is the one thing that actually keeps this lit up so mobs don't spawn on top, right? But I was thinking to potentially add some kind of carpets. I'm thinking to add maybe a pattern. I like this pattern though, so I wouldn't necessarily want to get rid of this. I am thinking maybe to add some lichen. Ooh, that would be actually a really cool idea. Let me grab that and try it and see how it looks like. Added all the lichen and I think it kind of looks decent. I added 1 line and then I left 1 empty, 1 line, 1 empty. Kind of create some sort of pattern and not fully get rid of the bone block pattern. And I feel like it actually works pretty nice and it lights up the whole area, so that's a plus. So this is how it kind of looks like from above. I know everything like so symmetrical, but I feel like for this drone I kind of wanted it to be. I didn't want to take anything away from it, so I just wanted to make it the same, because making a farm that's not symmetrical, it's not as easy, and I didn't want to redesign this whole thing just to make it look better. But I feel like if, for example, you look at the drone from this angle over here, it kind of looks like it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, right? I'm thinking to maybe even add some kind of armor stand magic over here that kind of shows that something is dropping at all times. However, I'm not sure if I can do that without impacting the creepers dropping all the way down. So I'm gonna have to figure that one out to see if the blocks that you use with an armor stand are actually going to be transparent to let the creepers fall through, and that could actually add a bit of, you know, movement to the whole build. All right, so now to actually get this looking like a drone is gonna be a bit more difficult, because for the other one it was just a matter of lighting up all the places that mobs could spawn into, but on this one I have to make sure that every single one of them won't allow an iron golem to spawn on, right? So I think this is gonna be like a slightly smaller drone, probably, to be completely honest, but I'm gonna try to kind of create the same hovercraft effect maybe, or maybe I can do something of a diagonal kind of wing that looks more, rather than a hovercraft, it looks more like a fighter drone in a way. Yeah, I think I like that idea more. So for example, I think this needs to be the front of it realistically, so then the wing would kind of come off like this from over here. So I think I'm gonna have to start from this block here, put that there, and then do somewhat of a diagonal like that. I don't really feel like that's gonna work. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad, actually. It's fairly decent. I wonder if I want to keep it like on a full diagonal or keep it like this. Let's add the other side and see how it looks like. All right, so I added the other side and actually it doesn't look too bad, but I feel like I need to extend this all the way to the front to make it look like it's actually going forward. So let's do this. And then I think I can place, no, definitely not there. I can place one here, one there. Let me make myself a bridge over here. And then I feel like the next one would go right here. So now it's kind of giving it more of a pointy thing. I know it looks pretty massive for those wings to carry this. So what if I maybe add one more layer? So like that, it comes something like that instead. So if I add this, yeah, I think that looks definitely much better of a wing. So let's do the exact same thing over on the other side. Can I jump over here? I think I can jump if I just do this. I almost did it. Here we go. Then I can jump over that. Then I think it's this, and one more here. And then I added, I think, one here, one there, and one here, right? Yeah, let's go look at it from up above. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I really like how that looks like. And now I think what I'm going to do, I might actually need some end rods. Don't know if I can do this with glass pane. You can't put vertical glass panes, right? Can you? I want to kind of add like, you know how it's like a slipstream of the wings? I feel like that would add something really cool to it. If it kind of looks like it's actually flying and then the golems keep dropping. So obviously this would in theory have to be higher, and then the golems would fall from like inside, from down below the wings. But I feel like with what we have here, this is good enough. I don't want to overcrowd it and risk golems spawning somewhere else where they shouldn't be. So what I'm thinking that I could still add is maybe do some kind of small wings over here and over here to add a bit more detail, let's call it. Yes, this 100% added what I wanted it to add. So it's kind of a smaller wing down here. I hope that none of the golems can actually clip this edge. I don't think they can. I think it's rather safe to assume that, because the furthest they will go, it's over here. So should be good enough. But looking at it, obviously from a certain angle, it looks really bad. But if you look at it from like a diagonal like this, I feel like it really creates that, you know, kind of bomber fighter jet drone thing that I'm trying to create over here. So now the only thing remaining really is to create that area. So I'm probably going to have to stop the golems from spawning first before I can do anything else. So I'm gonna go sleep. I'm gonna go grab some ender pearls so I can actually get in here and out. Gonna block this block over here so this doesn't scare them anymore. And I think I can work on that thing down below. But before I show you what I did with the iron farm and how it actually looks like right now, even though I still have a bit more to do, watch this clip of me actually doing some business on the server. Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
hello. Behind
Can
you.
hear you. Oh, hi.
Hello, how are you?
Ah, good. It's been a while since I'm trying to get a hold of you.
Yeah, it's been a bit. The first time in the new season too. So it's nice to see
Yeah,
you.
that's true. Nice to see you as well. I see you change your skin.
Yeah, I got brown hair now.
Oh,
Went to the salon and got a
very
little touch
nice.
up.
Very nice, very nice. What are you up to? Really like the area. It's nice to actually leave the base and see what everyone else is up to.
Yeah, I've been just trying to get rich, honestly. I'm falling behind. Everyone has diamond armor and I'm slowly making my way there.
I see you kept your windows from your previous season.
Yes, I love the gates because I can be lazy. I can be lazy. Don't always have to use my door.
Yeah, I really like that idea.
No, I find myself so many times where I'm just like my door is there, but I just run out the gates instead.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good idea to have a lot of different entry points, but not actually have to put a door in there, so it kind of fits. Because
Well,
I
the
do
one
the
time,
exact same.
yeah, the one time there was a creeper literally just right here. I opened the door, I saw the green, I was like, nope, we're not doing that. So I went on the other side here and just went out the gate. So I
Then you were
had a way out.
creeping on the creeper after that, huh?
Yeah, I was creeping on the creeper. He thought he was creeping on me, but I was creeping on him.
I see you got a portal there.
Yeah, I just did that not that while ago, or not that long ago. I still have to fix up the nether bit because it's a little dangerous, and I feel like hoglins will just come out of nowhere and just knock me into the lava.
Oh yeah. Did you spawn
I-
anywhere near that bastion or anything like that by any
yeah,
chance? Oh,
I'm right beside it.
yeah,
I I s- I did a little sneak peek around. I was like, is that the one that Mikey, Shrunk, and I went to? And I saw the little cobblestone pillar. I was like, uh-huh, yep, that's the one. I just shook my head. I was like, of course. It was fun, but I mean, we lost more than what we gained in the Bastion.
yeah, I mean, I think it's always like that. Trying a bastion, like it's pretty much you have to go naked to actually get out with something.
Yeah, yeah, we learned that very quickly.
Yeah,
We went to an
yeah.
ancient city after that. We got a lot more after that.
I think ever since ancient cities came around, I still don't think I've been into one.
Actually, do you want to know something
Yes.
crazy?
Yeah.
There is an ancient city right below my base.
Really?
And I've been getting some things prepared, but I want to send out a little invitation for people to join me and raid this ancient city. So if you want, we can find a day that works for you, and then we can all go down there.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like if you find anyone to go with, like just go ahead. We can maybe
Okay.
get together to do a trial chamber if you're up for that. I have one under my base.
That's one that I haven't done yet, is a trial chamber.
See, now
It looks very tricky though.
well, since you're trying to get rich, coming back to my proposal,
Oh yes.
if you know what I mean. I mean, we kind
Uh-huh.
of talked about this basically, but I do have a surplus of red dye, or rather poppies. So since you're gonna be distributing all the, what do you call those, the dyes,
The dyes,
maybe
flowers, yeah.
get into some business. So at the moment I only have the poppies, but I will have some cactus green as well further down the line.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that would take a load off my back, having the red poppies. And then if you do get around to the green dye, I would happily take some of those off of you.
Yeah, the green dye, it's definitely a close project. I do want to have like an XP farm in the base, but I don't want to make a mob farm or anything like that. I just want passive XP. Yeah, like I said, with the offer. So I do have you know, some small down kind of payment.
Holy moly.
I don't know how close you are to making your shop.
I am a little closer now because of this, thank you.
Oh, very nice. But yeah, like I don't know exactly when that cactus farm is gonna get done, but I don't know how do you want to do this. I'm kind of far away and I can see you don't have any wings on. So getting to my place,
No.
it's rather tricky right now.
I mean, I
So
got a horse. He's not the fastest horse, but
oh yeah, I guess
he
there's
can.
a path now all the way, right? Because
Mhm.
I did build a path all the way to my base, so I can, if you want, I
Plus,
can maybe
it
show
gives
you
me
where
an
it
excuse
is.
to get out of here. Oh yeah, that would be great actually. And yeah, this will be my first time seeing your place too.
Oh yeah, it's actually been changing a lot. I've been working on this episode for a while.
Oh, I hear something.
Yeah, so this is my creeper farm over here. So I don't know if there's gonna be any falling down now because we're fairly low. So it's mostly loading the caves rather than the actual farm. And then the kind of small bomber there is the iron farm. This is where the whole XP area will be. So I have at the moment the mob farm, the fishing farm. And then on top of this, I'm gonna make a cactus farm, a bamboo farm. So just come over, pick a furnace, and you get all the XP that you need, basically. I will have to, gather a lot of probably terracotta and probably a ton of concrete. So that's why, making a deal about those dyes would be beneficial for me as well. Because I do want to build... At the start, I'm probably going to be doing terracotta realistically, just because concrete is so expensive.
Yeah.
But after that, I'm probably going to have to do some concrete to actually make it happen, because the jungle is actually massive. You don't realize it how big it is, but it's pretty big. So after that last clip, I actually spoke to Sarnos a bit longer after that. Unfortunately, my video kind of got corrupted and there's no audio whatsoever on it. I don't exactly know what happened. It doesn't work. I can't recover it. I can't do anything about it. So we're just gonna have to leave with that. But to give you an understanding, we kind of agreed that I'm gonna supply her with the red dye and the green dye, and I'm going to get some profits out of these two dyes, and I'm gonna get access to her dye shop / dyes. I don't know if it's gonna be from a shop or if I'm gonna go grab it from one of her farms, exactly what it's going to be. We're gonna decide that once she actually builds a few more things. And we also decided that we're probably gonna collaborate on a squid farm. She kind of designed something and then I went over to her base. We were talking for a while, so we said we might actually work together on a squid farm. She has a river like really close to her area there, so it would be a pretty cool project to start together. If you guys didn't check Sarnos yet, just go ahead over to her channel, drop a subscribe, drop a comment on her videos, watch all her videos, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy her content as much as we do over here. And you're probably going to be seeing a lot more of her since we're going to become business partners going forward. I already have 2 dice to give her. We're going to be working on that squid farm. So there's going to be a pretty good partnership, which means I'm going to have to make some kind of portal in between our bases. It's actually not that far away in the nether. I think it's only about 200 blocks. So having 2 portals linked together, maybe even on the roof before we manage to get a proper tunnel design in the nether, I think that's going to be pretty nice. And then become business partners, rake in those diamonds and be really rich. And now to show you what I've done with the iron farm, I've been actually working on it for a good few hours. I finally played with the crafter for the first time. I managed to make some very weird redstone, but it actually works. So leave a comment if you have any suggestion on how I can improve that. So to show you exactly what it is, maybe I'll go in the proper first person. This is basically the hole that the bomber up there is bombarding continuously. So the iron golems are going to be the projectiles that bomber is dropping. This is the crater that the whole bombardment formed at the moment. I might expand the stone just slightly over there. Ignore the chests. These are just temporary for now. I can drop some of these poppies down below just to kind of have it sorted. For a temporary measure to go down below, I grew this really small jungle tree. I don't really feel like this very small one works. So I am considering to maybe add a few more trees around here just to kind of not feel that that one is such a lonely one. As you saw just there, a golem just died. And yeah, if I add a few more over here, I can make it look a bit nicer and feel like it actually belongs. And then I added these glow berries that basically take me all the way down. That kind of gives me the lighting that I also need down here. The space, it's rather crammed. There's nothing too special over here. But basically I have a chest for the bone meal, a chest for the iron blocks, and then a chest for the dyes. And it's basically for every iron block crafted, I should be getting 1 red dye. If I go into camera mode here to kind of show you what I mean about the redstone, basically all the drops are falling down this hopper. They go into these 2 that are basically sorting out everything. So I actually can't open that. But basically this one is for the poppies. This one is for the iron. They get sorted through. The iron basically... I have a full powered crafter over there with the comparator in subtract mode. it's going into this. Whenever this one gets full, the redstone gets triggered and then crafts an iron block. And then at the same time, I use the same exact redstone. I just added a bit of dust over here, and that will power this crafter as well. So every time this one crafts something, this one will craft something as well. And then over here I have a composter in case that this one overflows and there's no more space for the poppies to go into. They will go into the composter and then they will create some bone meal. And over here in the front, basically I have the 3 chests. I still have to put some block over here, like a red block, maybe like a red terracotta or a red concrete, something like that, just to kind of give me the idea of what's inside. And then over here I just have the additional chests, just in case the iron blocks will ever get full. I can just deposit everything into one of these chests, so it's just pretty much additional storage. Like I said, the redstone probably... oh, there we go, we just saw that one triggering. The redstone, it's definitely not the best. I'm not the best at redstone, but I do want to do things myself rather than just following up tutorials. And it seems to be working right now. I know there's an issue with this. For example, if there's too many ingots coming in at the same time and the crafter gets more than 9 ingots inside, it's not going to trigger a second time. So I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. I don't know exactly what the fix for that could be. Maybe add some kind of clock that would like randomly power it at one point. I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna have to keep an eye if that's gonna make any difference, if this is ever gonna overflow. But in theory it shouldn't, because there's always just one golem and I think they only drop like a max of 5 ingots or something like that. So I should be fairly okay. And yeah, at the moment I have 29 red dye, 45 iron blocks. No bone meal because there shouldn't be any unless this one actually gets full in theory. I just realized that I don't actually have an entrance to go behind there. So I'm gonna have to figure something out. Maybe I'm gonna do something around here somehow. Let's see if I can make my way across here. Maybe I'll go underneath this whole mess and go like this. Yeah, here we go. I just want to check basically how full this crafter is. So there are 63 poppies in there and there are 64 and 40 over here. So unfortunately this does seem to back up. So I'm gonna have to figure out something to not have it back up. Or maybe have something over here that triggers a bit more often, I suppose. Maybe I could put some kind of observers that continuously power this and I can just remove this one. I know it would probably create a bit more lag than it's supposed to, but at least like this won't actually overflow. So yeah, I think I'm gonna make that change. Just I don't want the sorter to break. And like that, at least I'm gonna gather all the red dye that I actually need to get to Sarnos. Alright, so I replaced the redstone over there with the 2 observers. I'm happy that you can't actually hear the observers clicking, which is a really good thing. I was hoping that's not gonna happen. And as you can see, dye straight away comes through, so that was only 1 poppy from that golem. There is a heavyweight pressure plate that got crafted here. But I think that's just when I replaced the redstone. I forgot to remove it before I placed the observers and they were continuously powering this. So I think there was some iron and it just crafted it. So I don't think there should be any issues going forward. So let's keep an eye on this one. This should go up by at least 1 right now because we have another golem dying. And 18, 19. Okay, so we got 2 out of that. So it's definitely going to be a lot of red dye, so I'm going to have to make sure that I keep an eye on this one and transfer this over to the big storage, because this is probably going to get full much faster than the iron. And I hope that the overflow, it's going to be working properly once this kicks in. And with that storage actually complete now for the iron farm, this is pretty much what I wanted to achieve this episode. So I think it's pretty much time to call this the end of the episode. As always, thank you for tuning in. Your support does mean a lot. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and share your thoughts below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Until next time, Happy crafting.